Alright, we're needing to make a 2D side-scroller controller, so before we begin, we need to go to the package manager and grab Unity's Cinemachine. Now, into the project, we're going to need our environment fit with all of its colliders. Then we spawn in our player and Cinemachine 2D camera. The player will have the main camera as well as the Cinemachine camera as children under it, just so our hierarchy is a little bit cleaner. The player then needs to have a rigid body 2D as well as a box collider 2D, and now we are ready to start programming. So we're going to be creating a player controller script, and within that script we're going to need a few things. We're going to need our public floats, some private bools, and 2 private floats. Then we're going to need to grab our rigid body 2D as well as get the rigid body called into the script. Now within our update method, we're going to need to create our movement. So we're going to create a move x and make it equal to the input.getAxis of horizontal. Then create the velocity with a vector 2 to enable us to move. Now we need to create a function for our jumping as well as a function that's going to be able to tell us whenever the player has touched the ground. Now within our jump function, we're going to be taking our velocity and making it equal to a new vector 2 that is taking in our velocity.x and jump force. We're also going to be creating some bools for is jumping as well as is grounded. The is jumping is going to be equal to true and is grounded is going to be false. We're also going to have our coyote timer, which is equal to 0. Then we're going to be moving into our on collision enter 2D, which is taking in collision 2D collision, and then it's going to have an if statement saying collision.contacts 0.normal.y is greater than 0.5, and within that if statement it's going to be is grounded is equal to true, is jumping is now equal to false, and our jump buffer timer is equal to 0. Now to the bigger part, within our update method we're going to need to be getting the most fundamental pieces of the side-scroller platformer: jump buffering, coyote time, and variable jump height. Starting off at the top, there's going to be 5 different if statements with functions within inside of them. So first it's if our input.get button down jump, and then within that it's going to be if is grounded, we're going to enable them to jump, else the jump buffered is going to equal true, and jump buffer timer is equal to jump buffer time. Then into the next if statement, if our jump buffer timer is greater than 0, then we're going to take the jump buffer timer minus equals our time dot delta time, and then also inside of that is going to be if is grounded, then we're going to enable them to jump. Now on to check if our coyote timer is greater than 0, we're going to make our coyote timer minus equals our time dot delta time, and we're going to be checking if is jump buffered is true, then we're going to enable them to jump. Then right below that, if is jumping and our input get button jump, then we're going to be taking our velocity, equaling it to a new vector 2, velocity.x, velocity.y multiplied by variable jump height multiplier. Then we're also going to be making our is jumping false. Now last but not least, our final if statement within the update is going to be if is grounded is true, then we're going to be taking our coyote timer and equaling it to the coyote time, as well as is jump buffered and equaling it to false. Now within our Unity inspector, we're going to be changing the move speed to 5, jump force to 8, coyote time to 0.2, variable jump height to 0.5, and jump buffer time to 0.25. These are the settings that I found work the best, especially in my game, and you can of course change it around the way you would like to get the correct feel for your game. And in my next video, I'm going to be showing how to fix a bug whenever you're crossing over tile maps that causes you to get stuck, that I'm showing right now. As well, I would like to say that these videos are more of a learning thing for me as far as video production, getting better with speech, as well as, of course, the video game development. I would also like to thank all of the people so far that have supported me in doing all of this. And if you would like to continue to support me, or if you just want to support me in general, if you could go to the link below and buy me some coffee. And another thing, it would help a lot if you could subscribe and possibly even like the video, and just put a comment down below asking just about anything. It doesn't really matter. And other than that, guys, I will see you later.